There's nothing that can prepare you for Kokoda. The more you do before you go, the better off you'll be. I've thought I'd done enough, but it's a whole nother level. The heat, the hills, the descents, yeah, there's nothing like it in Australia. I didn't know what I was actually in for. I could only imagine and picture it. When I was actually talking to people who had done the trail, they said it was a great mix of physical, mental, but they also got a lot out of it. They actually changed them in more ways than they could ever imagine. And that's what I was excited about, is learning a lot more about that and about myself and taking on this challenge.
So here we are, very start, the Kokoda Trail.
Standing on the top of Owers Corner, the start of the trail, when you look out from across the starting point under the arches of the trail, you see these mountainous hills and deep jungle terrain, and as soon as you start the trail it drops straight down. It's a lot of nervous energy. It's exciting, but you're nervous because you don't know what's ahead of you.
What a big drop.
You get to feel a sense of the soldiers and what they went through, and you get a few goosebumps in sections, and seeing artillery pits and to know of different battles that happened there. You feel like you were there, like you could feel what they could go through and what they went through. Over 500 soldiers were sent over to defend Papua New Guinea and Australia against over 2,500 plus Japanese soldiers who had been there 6 months beforehand preparing for all-out war. Brigade Hill. It's quite often spoken about that this is the hardest day on the trail, and this for me was probably the toughest day, and I knew if I could get through this day I could get through the rest of the Kokoda Trail. Before we start the big climb and we got to visit a school, what got me through, I think, and what got most of us through that day, or that next part, was the kids, seeing the kids in school. And the biggest thing for me was when they sung to us. This was an emotional part. Shed a few tears thinking of my daughter back at home. I knew what was about to come, we all did, and that gave us that inspiration that let's tackle this mountain and let's get this done and let's kick its butt and let's get to this top of the hill and smash it out, ready for the next. There's stakes on top of the hill that has poppies stapled to them. They represent the soldiers' lives that were lost on the top of Brigade Hill. But once we got to the top of Brigade Hill, you knew you made it. You know that you can take on Kokoda now, you can take on whatever else is to come. We got into camp quite early that day. We made some good time, and then when you look down into the valley, there's the Isharava Memorial, and it's breathtaking. It's really a significant point and one of the most well-kept sections of the trail. The dawn service was the most moving part of the trek. It hit home for us all, and play the last post and reveille. There's a few tears shed. It's like Anzac Day, but more moving and more touching. We had reveille quite early on day 10 of the trail, our last day on the trail to Kokoda. It was exciting, We wanted to get it done. We're up early, we're ready to go within half an hour instead of an hour. You're walking in the footsteps of the soldiers that would have walked from Kokoda into the Kokoda track. You start to reflect on what you've just achieved. You're walking towards the finishing point of your trek.
Alright, that's it.
I think I'll carry this experience with me for the rest of my life because of the mateship you had on the trail and the learning experience that you have that you don't even know you're having. You're learning leadership skills. Yes, they're inside of you, but they're brought out of you on the trail and more so when you get home. You want to make a difference. I wanted to make a difference